Elves. I like this deck a lot. I think this deck is a very good mix of both explosive proactiveness that you want to be playing in Modern and consistency. So this is my preferred build of Green-Black Elves. A lot of the decks we play on the stream are viewer submitted lists. This is a list that I like playing. This is a list that we've come to after playing Green-Black Elves. This will probably be like the 9th or 10th league we've played with this deck this year. Pretty confident I'm registering this archetype for the Modern portion of the Invitational because I really just want to smork people there. Are miss triggers the only way for game action to go a different way in paper than is possible online? Probably. Yep, this hand's good. You're usually just like, you want one of your 12 mana accelerants in your hand. This deck's very good at racing people, and it's pretty reasonable at slogging out card advantage against the more interactive decks in Modern. But some of the faster linear decks can give this deck a hard time occasionally. People always interested in like what are the hard matchups. So... yeah, definitely Overgrown Tomb in place of Gilt-Leaf Palace. Like, it's going to be worse in situations like this, obviously, but overall it's mostly the same. If this is Living End, I'm probably just going to concede. Oh, I guess I have Stain the Mind in my... oh, is this Dredge? It's Dredge. Ha-ha! It's Dredge! It's Dredge, chat! So, you can read my article to read why I think Green-White Elves is bad. But basically, the TLDR I have to give you about... the TLDR I have to give you about green versus not in this deck is... playing this deck as this kind of toolbox controlling deck, I think, kind of shows a misunderstanding of why the deck is good. So, they discarded 2 Dredge things here. So I think rather than go after one of their dredgers here, because they're pretty likely to hit another one, I'd rather just let them dredge and then try and eat Narcomoebas and Prized Amalgams here. So they probably have a land here, right, to get these Bloodghast back. So I think rather than grab the Narcomoeba here, I'd rather just eat one of their 2 Prized Amalgams. Try and keep the board under control. So if they don't have a land, I feel bad about this. But if they do have a land, I'm pretty happy to just, like, get rid of a Prized Amalgam. Well, they can't cast Conflagrate currently. Conflagrate costs them 2 mana. So I will eat Conflagrate on my next turn cycle. But there's really not a big reason to eat Conflagrate right now. They don't have any more dredgers in their bin here, right? No, so they're just like discarding dredgers here. So they binned a 3rd Prized Amalgam, but that one doesn't matter because it's not coming back yet. So I can eat that one next turn before things happen. So I'm going to eat this Amalgam. I actually really want to draw an untapped green source next turn so I can have another. Only getting 3 Ooze activations might not be good enough next turn. I update the deck list on my website every time I think about them. So I definitely want to eat this Amalgam here. I definitely want to eat Conflagrate. I'm not sure if I want to eat this Golgari Thug or not. What's going on, D20 bands? They only have 1 Dredger in here. I think I'm just going to eat their only Dredger. Maybe this is wrong. Really wish I would have hit another green source so I could have another activation up. Yeah, exactly, Adamain. But, like, if they flash back Faithless Looting to dredge into something here, it's, like, not a big deal. If they have a Cathartic Reunion in their hand, I could get screwed here. So they can attack here, but it's not particularly profitable for them, right? Oh, I guess they can bring back the Bloodghast before I have green mana again. Magic Online has crashed, because that's what Magic Online does. So let's, I guess fair's fair. Magic Arena crashes a good bit, too. Un moment. The Drake's matchup's just bad for the Pirates deck. Not every deck is going to beat every other deck. It's just how Magic works. I'm gonna give you a 10-minute break so you can read Narcomoeba. That's true. Arena doesn't crash mid-game, at least. It's definitely a strict upside. I play standing because I stream for 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes, and sitting all for that duration of time is generally not good for my body. It almost certainly crashed because our opponent's playing an all-foil deck. So they still don't have any dredgers in their bin. So I'm probably just gonna like play Cavern and like pass and plan to company this turn. Yeah, definitely. And then the idea here is to drain them out with Shaman of the Pax over a couple of turns. No offense, let me say, you know what? If you ever have to prefix something with no offense, you should probably take a step back and realize that the thing you're about to say is obnoxious and then just not say it. It's like when somebody goes, look, I'm not a racist, but something incredibly racist to follow. Might as well just eat their loam here. Yeah, don't take this the wrong way, but whenever people say things like that, it always makes me wonder what's going on in their head, because like when they say something like that, it's like that's something that made it past their personal filter. So like the things that they are thinking in their head have to be wildly more obnoxious and offensive than the thing that they just said out loud, right? Are they dead? They might be dead. I need to put, and probably not quite dead here. They're pretty close to dead. Probably no reason to get too aggressive here. I think I'm just gonna pass. I'll just pass and we drain them out next turn. Eat their Faithless Lootings here since I have plenty of green mana now. So I got a physical yesterday, and there was a questionnaire that I filled out that asked if I woke up with dry mouth. And I thought, of course, breathe through my mouth. All right, so this is not a matchup about card advantage. Clancaller is generally not amazing here. I get to bring in Surgical, Scavenging Ooze. And I think the Con Flag is like the only card I care about to the degree that I want to Stain the Mind it. Maybe 2 is wrong and I just want to split these. Maybe on the play I'll have the Stain the Mind in. It's me, your dad. Thanks for the Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I think that's how I want to do it. Let's do it. No, yeah, I've got 2 Scoozes in our main deck. This hand's just not good enough, right? Like no sideboard cards, no mana accelerant. Sideboard-ish card and a mana accelerant. Ooh, Heritage Druid is decent too. Is it though? Is it? It's not. Let's bottom that. More support for SCGCon. Thank you, Unlucky. I will be at SCGCon. I'm excited to go. Got the Grand Prix this weekend and then SCGCon next month. I think having effectively 8-ish lords in this deck is very good. I say ish because like Ezuri is kind of a lord. Do I play Legacy Grand Prix? No, I don't enjoy Legacy as a format, so I really don't play it. So it's me, your dad, starting next month. They'll actually be making it so, or starting in January, sorry. Starting in January, they'll be making it so, your sub isn't streak-based, it's your total sub length. Opponent kept a weak hand based on Faith. I guess their hand was okay. They're just hoping to hit a second land with Faithless Looting. All right, so we're done here, right? Like, this game is over. You've lost. That was wrong. I should have played these off of the lands I already had. Let's just go to town in their graveyard. So I messed up. I should have tapped 2 lands to put these 12s in play and then use Heritage Druid to tap all 3 of them. I'm gonna leave up my extra mana for this Scavenging Ooze activation this turn. So there's like almost no way we can lose unless they have like what's it called? They need like Lava Axe like right now. I guess a Black Source plus a trophy also does it. But even then, they're probably far enough behind that we're gonna win this game. Yeah, it should. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning. Hope everybody is having a good Monday wherever in the world. We got over 1,400 people hanging out enjoying some Modern today. If you're new, my name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We play a ton of Modern here on Magic Online. We also play some Standard on Magic Arena. If you're enjoying my stuff, please consider subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are the people that keep me employed here full-time. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their very wonderful support. Past subscribing, you can also support my content by supporting some of my very wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com. I love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there with them. Are you someone that thinks you always find the best possible line while playing Magic the Gathering? Why don't you put your skills to the test? Head on over to PossibilityStorm.com and find over 80 Magic the Gathering puzzles. They do new ones every week. And actually, we're going to do one of their puzzles live on stream after we finish this league up today. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, Warhammer, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. And of course, you might have heard my shuffling deck there. My shuffling deck is protected by my wonderful BCW Elite Guard sleeves. Using code Jeff10 at bcwsupplies.com, you can save 10% on your order there of sleeves, deck box, and all sorts of other great gaming accessories. And you explain in detail what Twitch is doing in January for subbing. Hey, Torx, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. They're just changing your sub badges from streak-based to total amount you subscribe. So, like, for instance, if you subscribed for 4 months and then skipped 2 months and then came back and subbed for 2 more, the 4 plus the 2 would get you a 6-month subscriber badge, which I think is a good change. How close are we to the Harry's goal? That's a good question. Let me check. We have currently had 77 people check out Harry's, so if 23 more people pick up that wonderful Harry's razors before the end of November, I'm gonna clean shave my face. I haven't watched in a long time. No, I've sold most of those. I've signed and sold them as a meme. Yeah, it should be retroactive, I believe. They have all the past subscriber data. I believe when they announced at TwitchCon that it was going to be retroactive. What's going on, Johnny Sid? If you've never seen my content before and you enjoy Green Black Elves, you definitely want to check out my website. Click Modern Decks at the top. We've probably played close to a dozen or more leagues with this deck at this point. Maybe a dozen is about there. We played a lot of leagues at the very least. That stand's very good. It would ideally like a second land, but even if it doesn't find a second land, we're going to get to play Magic with this hand most likely. I understand why you play subscriber decks in friendly leagues, but why do you not play my preferred competitive decks in competitive leagues? The reason why I don't play my preferred decks in competitive leagues is the same reason I don't play subscriber decks in competitive leagues. Hey, Yumoto, thanks for the raid. Welcome to folks coming over from there. I don't think there is in my experience, playing a very, very large amount of Magic Online, there is not a significant skill or deck quality difference between friendly and competitive leagues. In my opinion, the only reason to play competitive leagues as opposed to friendly leagues on Magic Online is because you're a degenerate gambler who wants to try and make more money while you play Magic Online. And as always, every time I say that, there's lawyers at WotC that are running around like chickens with their heads cut off. But I've played a lot of matches, and especially, I haven't played much Standard on Magic Online, but as far as like Modern is concerned, the decks are basically the same. I should probably have played Elves of Deep Shadow there so I could make mana with it. What about QPs? Sure, if you want to gamble more in bigger events, you need qualifier points. I 10 out of 10 should have played Elves of Deep Shadow last turn. Working our way to that preview card, right? Do 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 do. My poor little elf. Ugh, that was the best draw on their deck. Land, please. If we had a land here, we'll be in a very good spot. Probably dead to rights at this point. I think if we would have hit a land there and gotten to go like Dwynen into Scavenging Ooze, eat something, we'd be well off here. I think the burn matchup's pretty good for elves on average, but like obviously nothing's unlosable. Magic's got a lot of variance built into it. So I guess I have one more shot to like draw a land here and do that this turn. Yeah, I agree, Pizza H. The same nonsense you hear about competitive leagues versus friendly leagues is what you hear people parrot about Magic Arena versus Magic Online. It's really gross. Just like let people have fun playing Magic, please. All right, there's a chance that if they don't have a way to kill this Scooze here, that Scooze could take over the game. Are there powerful Modern cards I think haven't found a home? No, none that I could think of offhand. I think we're one turn behind on this. They're going to get to kill my Heritage Druid, and then I'll be a little bit too slow. I guess if I draw running land to get to curve into this collecting company, I could be okay. No, Clancaller rarely gets activated in this archetype. It's pretty much just a 1/1 Lord. I'm gonna see Grimboy kill my Heritage Druid here, I assume. Wow. Okay, are they gonna let me untap with Heritage Druid? Wow, that's really good for me. Okay. Oh my god, I did that wrong. I can't, damn it. I was thinking I could company this turn. And I can't Shaman of the Pack either because I tapped my Cavern of Souls. I miscounted. That's on me. They're gonna like kill my Heritage Druid down. I die. Yeah, I had to Coco first. Yeah, that's probably gonna cost me the game, honestly. I need to draw running lands now. And like a land or Heritage Druid. All right. So you're saying there's a chance. I honestly, like, even with, like, them having Grim Lavamancer on the play and, like, Searing Blazing my stuff, I think we would have won this game if I would have sequenced correctly. Which is, like, pretty impressive. This deck just, like, constantly impresses me. It's very, very good. Just like the fact that I'm in this game in spite of myself. Like, I'm in this game in spite of me messing up and drawing poorly. Which is just like, you know, good beats. Dumble Dwarf, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed this month with that. Sure, he's dead, Jim. I'm gonna trade this for a 1/1. Nope. Good. Land. That'll do, pig. That'll do. So if they go land, Searing Blaze, the Archdruid, I take 3, 4, 5, 6. So smash, 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 smash. All right. Put you to 1. This is always a No Justice stream. Yep. That was an incredibly good example of why Elves is good. Because even though I am an idiot, we won the game. All right, so definitely Scoos in for Lead the Stampede. As always, if you're not familiar with the stream, if you want to be critical of my play or my opponent's plays, you need to be constructive and specific while you're being critical of it. If you don't tell me why the opponent made a mistake or why I made a mistake, you're not leaving us open to learning and growing. And it's rude to be mean to my opponents too. In the same way, give them the same respect you give me. A lot of times people come back and watch when they play their match against me on stream. So people that we play against make mistakes just like I make, but you need to be constructive and specific when pointing them out. Yeah, Sage is good against Eidolon and potentially Bridge. It's possible I want even more trophies just because of Eidolon and Grimboy, but I don't really want to trim more things. Like, keeping a cohesive primary game plan is important here. So I know what happened to us last game, but I'm going to keep this because this hand's very good. Some hands need to draw land, some hands need to draw spells, and this one just needs to draw some lands. You don't beat other linear decks' best draws, but we're more consistent than they are most of the time. So you beat a lot of their average draws. I don't think Collective Brutality fixes any of the problems that this archetype has as a deck, so Searing Blood, Vomit. Now, I think it's usually right to kill the turn 1 Accelerant in matches like this. If they have 8 Searing effects post board, we're probably going to be pretty hard pressed to win here on the draw. Hey, Will of God, thank you very much for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Thanks for keeping me employed here this month with that. On the off chance they don't want to kill my Llanowar Elves, I think I want to play that even though it's not particularly resource efficient, because I'd like the best possible chance to cast Collected Company next turn. It's a big way I can pull out ahead in this matchup. Any matchup, really. Yep, please it. This deck has a good green-black and Jund matchup. You can read my article here on Cool Stuff Inc. talking about why I think cards like Court of Calling are bad in this archetype. So Grimboy going upstairs probably means we're dead, or they have another Searing effect. I'm going to concede at this point to another Searing effect. Yep. They probably have 8 Blaze effects post-board. Burn has a hard time against both elves and humans, and since humans has become so popular, a lot of people have been playing 6 to 8 Blaze effects. Do I want more trophies? No, I don't think so. I'm just going to run it. Just mono one-landers. This might be a mulligan. I don't know. Dork into Skews and Archdruid into Company, like... It's like pretty decent. I don't mind keeping hands that need to draw just lands, because it means your hand is full of gas. Chord's a slow, clunky card in a fast, brutal format. Alright, Goblin Guide. What up? Reclamation Sage. Things aren't looking good for our hero. Let the greed consume you, chat. Who usually wins? Flutter, Screw. Generally, Screw wins, but Modern's a format that's pretty fast and brutal, so a lot of the times you don't have time to draw out of your Screw. If your opponent's flooding, like has land to cast their spells. Depends on how badly they're flooded, really. I don't think we're going to be able to beat a Blaze effect here. If they have a Blaze effect, we probably need them to hit a land off the Goblin Guide and then draw some more gas. I don't think anybody reasonable is going to suggest playing... Thanks for the great content here. Can I get this towards Green Red Whack? Definitely, Dr. Jones. Thanks for the support. I don't think anybody reasonable is going to suggest that you play Chord over Company. The suggestion usually is playing Chord in addition to Company. This deck isn't about quantity. This deck is about quantity, it's not about quality. And Chord is generally a lot slower than Lead. Like, on average, your leads are, like, drawing you 2 reasonable cards. So I get to do this. They have a Rift Bolt on Suspense. This is probably just a cast Collected Company turn, right? Could be pretty close to dying here. If the company's good, Scavenging Ooze next turn could maybe pull us back into the game. We could also just die this turn, too. Man, they are going to be really sad if we hit Double Lord. That is not a particularly good company for us. I think I'm just taking Rex Sage as another 2-power elf here, because like I have double Heritage Druid. So the fact that this Grim Lavamancer just pointed at one of our elves, I think likely means that we're not dying this turn, which is good for us. And then they just put another creature into the graveyard. So the Scavenging Ooze is going to gain us 2 here, potentially. In addition to going ham on their bin to make their Grim Lavamancer worse. Hopefully they attack here and we get to trade off inside of combat. And then play the Scavenging Ooze and make it huge. If they attack with Swiftspear and Goblin Guide, I'm going to trade Sage for Goblin Guide and then put Elf Warrior in front of Swiftspear, I think. Another land's a good draw. I could double block here, but I really don't want to get blown out, and like every elf is important at this point. Yeah, Scavenging Ooze is really good. So there's 3 creatures in graveyards now. So like my Scavenging Ooze is just gonna go like ham. Are they about to have an idol on here? Sure. All right, so with idol on, do I want to just company again here? I could Rec Sage the Eidolon, go to 5, and then Scooze gain 1. So we're gonna need, it's looking like we're gonna need to phase a draw, or fade a draw. Because like I'm dead no matter how I slice it if they have a 3 and a 4 damage spell. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, regardless of what line I take here, because the Grimlava Mansion's in play, I'm gonna have to fade something for a turn. I'm dead to 2 burn spells no matter how I slice it, is what it comes down to. Or I'm dead to 2 burn spells or a Boros Charm. I guess I could have sequenced in a way that let me play around Boros Charm. Is something that could have happened. So I'm dead to 2 3s or a Boros Charm. All right, that's looking good for us. Because I can trade the Scavenging Ooze this turn for Grimlava Mancer activation plus a block, and then I can play a follow-up Scavenging Ooze and just like gain infinite. There's 3 creatures in my bin. I can't realistically eat the creature out of my opponent's bin because Grimlava Mancer will exile it in response. So this attack means I'm going to go ahead and block Sage here and block Scavenging Ooze here. And then I assume they're going to finish the Scavenging Ooze off with the Grimlava Mancer, and then I'll play the follow-up Scavenging Ooze from my hand. Yeah, it's really good, Bob. I really like 3 Scooze in the 75. It's been a change that I've really liked. And like now there's 2 creatures in their bin, and they don't have a Grimlava Mancer up, so I'm gonna get to gain more food that way. And like even if they have a Skullcrack here, I'm still gonna gain a bunch, right? Oh, I guess if they have Skullcrack, they crack me in response to the Scavenging Ooze. And puts me to 3. If they don't have Skullcrack here, we can just like sign the slip. Now, I think I'd rather risk just not bricking off. I think my opponent just like basically can't win the game here if I like do stuff, so I'd like to do that. I think they were supposed to crack me in response to the Scooze being cast. I think waiting for me to activate was a little greedy. So I'm gonna end up at 6 here, which does mean I am dead to exactly Boros Charm, right? Like you're frequently dead to Boros Charm. It actually matters because of the way I sequence my mana. So if I would have played better, I should have cast the Scavenging Ooze off of these 2 lands. All right, so that just doesn't matter when we're done here. It matters because I tapped my elves first. So I messed up and my opponent messed up back. That's what happened there. That's getting pretty close to lethal. Yeah, Ooze is quickly becoming the Abyss here. Gobble, gobble. Oh, my sequencing here gives them the out of Boros term again, right? Because I technically could have gone up to 9 here. Yeah, I gave them an extra out. Oh wait, they don't have enough. Well, they will have enough cards. Yeah, I punted here. I've given them the chance to draw Boros Charm now, and I didn't need to. I should not have collected Company. It just didn't matter. The Scavenging Ooze was winning the game. So if they draw Boros Charm here, I could have played around that. I could have eaten a card in their graveyard at end step here and been 1 higher. There's been a lot of small decisions this game. Let's see if I get punished or not. We deserve to die. Let's find out if let's find out if any justice has eked their way into the stream. No justice, chat. Never justice. I'm excited to play this deck at the Invitational. This deck is just like consistently smorky. Has some play to it, has sequencing decisions, consistently smorks. What more do you want out of life, chat? Consistent smorkage. What's not to love? This hand's very good on the play. Just like Heritage into Dwynen into Archdruid. Come for the memes, accidentally learn better lines of play. Thanks for the bit, Sean. Green smork feels weird. I mean, the smork face is green. Why does everybody have to kill our friends, chat? Why you have to be so mean? Why you have to be so mean? Details on how my deck submission process works here. Feel free to follow the details on my website, and I will get back to you in a timely manner, usually a day or two. Sarcasto, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You can find all my articles on Cool Stuff Inc. They have a bolt or a push here. I'm going to be really sad, but I think I need to play Dwynen's Elite this turn. Wish I'd have drawn a land. Perfect. No removal. Pretty sure I'm playing Pirates in Milwaukee. Yes, you need to check with me first. You check with me by submitting it through the forum. They are Jund. Okay, my head went to Mardu Pyromancer. Card's really annoying. All right, really need to hit a land here. If we hit a land, we're in the game. If we're not, we're probably dead. Ding. Taking her off the table is really important. Believe it or not, she's really good against my mono X1 deck. Sure. Oh, no removal spell there is really good for us. I just go Druid, Shaman, Smash, right? Yeah, I think so. Can you believe people register elves without this card? Just every time somebody talks to me about their elf matchup, I'm just like, were they playing Shaman of the Pack? Based on what you're describing, it sounds like they weren't playing Shaman of the Pack. Just like, man, this card is good. Yeah, you trade with that elf token, baby. You do it. In my personal opinion, the red cards do not add significant value to the green-black core. Are you dead yet? Hey, Stan Lee. Oh, that's probably a sad one. Unironically, thanks for telling people to read your articles instead of repeating yourself. Thanks for the support. Okie-doke. I feel like this game's a really good example of some of the power level that this deck has. Like, what's the word that I'm searching for? We kind of fumbled and bumbled, and we've still just kind of run the opponent over this game. I'm gonna choose to play around a removal spell here, I think. Guess who wins the Scooz War? The guy with the Elvish Archdruids wins the Scooz War, chat. My Scavenging Ooze is hungry. And I'm eating everything here because they're a Tarmogoyf deck. Did we need to show them Scooz? Yeah, I think so. I think there's a good chance they have a removal spell here like they do. Cute little baby Goyfs inbound. Yeah, do you think them not seeing Scavenging Ooze is gonna cause them to play differently? No, I messed up the last match, Bionic. We went 4-1. I like it. I like it. Oh yeah, they saw it with Inquisition too. 10 out of 10. This is a Lead the Stampede Scavenging Ooze matchup. My go-to trim is usually Elvish Clancaller. It's kind of an individually weak card. Dies to their last hope as well. I don't usually board in Assassin's Trophy in this matchup. I think it's just like Scooz plus card advantage. Let's do it. Find the Scooz, save the match. This hand could potentially get us caught with our hand in the cookie jar, but I think this is worth keeping. Hand's like very good with the second land. Where do you board in the trophies? You can read all about how I would sideboard with this deck in my Green-Black Elves Primer on Cool Stuff Inc. It's almost, I think it's actually this exact list still. I go over sideboarding, I talk about the matchups, I talk about which cards are important and why they're important. Poor little elf. Thankfully, we were a professional and drew the Cavern of Souls here. Yep. You're not playing this deck to not keep one-lander. If keeping one-landers gives you stress, you cannot play this deck. Veil's not really a big deal. Sure. You got me. That's a good one. Oh, you know what? I totally should have held that land in my hand. Yeah, I probably should have held that land in my hand. Yeah, you're correct. I did not play around Pulse with my sequencing. It's a good thing to point out. I think I'm actually supposed to play the Shaman of the Pack here and let Ezuri get discarded. I think drain them for 5's the better play. On the play, Liliana the Veil's fine. She's pretty embarrassing on the draw, but I think on the play she's reasonable. Like a curve like this, like they had discard or removal spell threat Liliana, like she's fine. Yeah, generally my focus isn't on playing budget Magic, but I think this is one of the decks where like the budget build is still very competitive. Like the upgrades you get are pretty small overall. All right, so they have a lightning bolt here. Yeah, I think I have to risk that. They get to eat 2 things. I'm gonna take like 1 shot at a company or a Lead the Stampede here, but we're probably dead at this point. Maybe I should have sent in the Dwynen's Elite as well, because that way I would have guaranteed to take the Liliana off the table. But I guess like the Liliana like only kills my Elvish Warrior, so it's like not really a big deal. Yeah, if we had like a Lead the Stampede or a company here, we're right back in this game. Got a turn or 2 to do that. I mean, like, even when Lead the Stampede is bad, it's, like, still pretty good, right? Like, I want you to imagine for a moment that, like, that Lead the Stampede was a Court of Calling, just, like, how much worse it would be in that situation. And like, while our Scavenging Ooze isn't going to get to eat anything that gains us health at this point, it is going to get to clear out the graveyards, making their Tarmogoyf significantly worse, which is good for us. So I wanted to leave a 2/2 up. I guess my sequence here is worse because I drew Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, you're probably correct that I should have left Llanowar Elves up. I think I like that suggestion. This Fire Up Raging Ravine. All right, I think I'm gonna cash in Llanowar Elves as a gain, whatever here. Gain 6. Mobile Twitch added a fancy way for me to send messages with my resub. Please add this towards your favorite Karnstruck deck. Will do, Beetle. I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. I appreciate it. You've been absurd for the last year. All right, so like now, Cavern of Souls, kind of awkward with my Scavenging Ooze. I'm gonna do this, I think. Yeah, it's been a good Monday for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and kill their Liliana. We're getting attacked for 5, 11. Oh, am I dead? No, this is only 13, right? It's only 13 they're attacking for, and then I get chump block starting next turn. So dead to Bolt, dead to K Command, dead to Collective Brutality. Probably dead to that. It's actually not that bad for me. They tapped all their green mana, which is good for us. I think I just do this. I think individually weak cards like Throne of the God Pharaoh are nonsense and not particularly good. Elves is the style of deck that already struggles with having high average card quality, and a card like Throne of the God Pharaoh is just going to make it struggle more. Their elf is slightly larger than mine. Thankfully, they still just trade in combat. All right, it's a good draw. And now our Ooze is bigger than theirs. Are we fighting our way back into this game? I almost feel like we're not just dead here, right? And like, we're like a Lead the Stampede or a Collected Company away from just like being super far ahead. They just like don't have attacks here. Like, my Scavenging Ooze effectively negated 2 Tarmogoyfs. Thanks for the memes, Yamin-sen. Thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ravine does not have Trample. Now, we're drawing to our card advantage spells, but like at the same time, my opponent's drawing to any of their, what's that called against command? I was gonna say any of their, what's it called? Any of their removal spells for my Scavenging Ooze would be very good for them here. Sure. No, I wanted more lands to be able to activate my Scavenging Ooze more. And like, obviously getting draw step Culligan's Command there feels bad, but I think it's definitely correct to do what I did and just like get my green mana going. Nebbed, thank you for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine. Now, they didn't want to eat at end of turn because they have less green mana than me. They don't want to, like, get into a Ooze fight and lose. Okay. We're actually behind now, right? Because, like, both the Scoozes are gone, but, like, our Scooz was the better Scooz here. Like, their Goyfs are 2/3s. So, we're behind again now. Probably dead at this point. That's fine, we get to play game 3 on the play. There's a Collective Brutality. Woof. Yeah, good game, opponent. I was impressed we sit in that for as long as we did. And, like, that was a game where we only had one Lead the Stampede or Collected Company and are in 19 cards. I think that game highlighted a great example of why Scavenging Ooze is so good in these grindy matchups that kill all our things. Just, like, becomes this mini game, right? Where, like, the entire game just becomes about the Scavenging Ooze. We didn't really flood that much. Like, we drew 20 cards that game, so like having like 6 lands and 20 cards is like pretty reasonable. Yeah, if they don't have a bolt or a push, this hand's great. If they do have a bolt or a push and we draw a second land, this hand's great. So like a lot of good ways that this hand could go in our favor. This is definitely like in the realm of hands you sign up to keep with this deck. And the most important thing to remember about this style of hand is that you need to know that this hand is right to keep regardless of the outcome of this game. So like we could get bolted, never hit a second land, and then like stumble and die. And I don't think it makes this hand any less right to keep. The Fatal Push, you got a discard spell. Please be discard spell. Tilt. Land. Alrighty. Let's play that one and pass. Oh, I should have played the Elvish Mystic. Because now if I don't have a land, I can't double elf next turn. Whatever. Stork's probably dead anyways. Yeah, imagine if they were Nettle Sentinels. The hand would be much worse. This is a Collective Brutality. Yep. I'm going to concede to a Liliana the last hope here. Good games, opponent. And again, remember, those types of hands are correct to keep regardless of the outcome of the game. And that's one of the things that's so difficult to recognize as a Magic player is when you took the correct percentage play and then just didn't hit the half of it that works out for you. And like that's gonna happen a lot. This is Magic's a game that has variance by design. If you're not okay with making the right play and still losing, you really should check out like chess or Go or one of those other games that's much lower variance than this one. All right, 2 and 1. Onward, upward, backward, forward. Yeah, like, that hand worked out if we hit a second land, or if they didn't have a 1-mana removal spell. So there were, like, 2 different paths that were, like, both reasonably likely to happen that, like, made that hand work out in our favor. I'm shuffling my shuffling deck. I think that's incorrect, Nanit. I think mulliganing hands that have a critical mass of things because you're expecting your thing to die. You know what else is really bad against the removal spells? Having less cards in your hand to start. That's also pretty flippin' bad against a bunch of removal spells. So like, if your logic is, I need to mulligan this hand because they might kill my stuff. Well, if they're gonna kill your stuff, you're screwed anyway. So you might as well keep the hand that has higher upside than mulliganing to a hand that's like potentially very bad. I explicitly said games that chess and Go are lower variance, as in no variance. No variance is lower than this. All right, so probably just dead here. Probably just dead. I don't think we can afford to miss a beat here in a matchup like this, especially with Bladed Agents, just like the actual best thing you can be doing in matches like this, because it's unblockable, obviously. I think criticism of Elves as a dumb deck is fair. Nope. In fact, I think the idea that a deck can be dumb is nonsense, and you're obnoxious for even bringing it up. Generally, in my speaking, it's salty crybabies who don't like playing Magic who accuse decks of being dumb. It's not the player's job to, like, make decks be interesting or interactive. It's Wizards of the Coast's job. I think my deck is low IQ. Get out of here. So, very likely dead next turn. Heritage Druid's a good draw. Unfortunately, we have a turn 5 kill, and they're going to have a turn 4 kill, so it looks like we are dead. It's just kind of how Modern goes a lot of the time with these decks that are powerful and linear. If we'd hit a black source this turn, we'd have killed them, huh? That's actually kind of funny. If I'd have drawn the second land, we'd have killed them that turn. Or did we draw the second Shaman? I don't remember. I think the fog deck's very reasonable. Could you please explain why this is not a Thoughtseize deck? Because our deck's not trying to be interactive. Our deck is trying to put a bunch of elves into play and attack our opponent for lethal. Oh, I drew Heritage Druid. Okay, yeah, I guess without drawing Heritage Druid, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Good stuff. All right, so this is a Scooze and Lead the Stampede out matchup. Honestly, one Damping Sphere is probably fine. Slows them down more than it slows us down. I'd assume this matchup is very bad for us, especially in any game where they draw, their thing. Rec Sage doesn't kill lands. Oh, with Collecting Company? Nah, that seems narrow. Yeah, like many matches of Modern, this matchup is just a race. Seems pretty good. Their best draws always beat our best draws is the most important thing to know about matches like this. So if you're not okay just dying to your opponent drawing better than you, you can't play a deck like this. Damping Sphere is very good in a deck like this, so this deck plays its cards out very quickly, and then generally in the matchups where Damping Sphere is good, you play Damping Sphere up as a follow-up after you've already played all of your cards out. Fairies went 4 and 1. It's looking like we should be pretty well set up to attack for lethal on turn 4, which will be nice. The reason why this matchup is bad is because Infect's a deck that can consistently kill us on turn 3. So if we get a turn 4, we should be in a very good spot. It's kind of a big if sometimes though. Drew Da, thanks for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. It's been a hot minute. Go. Are you dead, Jet? We cast our spells. If you are someone who is at a point in your life where you find yourself frustrated trying to be interesting and interactive in Modern, decks like this are a good change of pace. I've found myself able to enjoy matches of Modern again when I was becoming a little bit frustrated. A change of pace is all you need sometimes. Oh, surgical. To be fair, the Damping Sphere is pretty bad. I'm gonna mulligan this. Snow Accelerant. Cian's got a trophy in it. Needs a black source. Oh, it's got Elves of Deep Shadow, actually. Oh my gosh, chat. Are we about to interact with our opponent? Somebody hold me. I'm scared. I'm scared. All right. I've got multiple black cards in my hands. I think I'm actually going to lead on Llanowar Elves. Trophy is in our sideboard. There's a deck list on your screen via the exclamation point deck command and the Stream Decker widget. Please be informed if you're going to comment in chat. Distortion Strike. All right, so we're dead. Do you have recommendations, an MTG product for people to buy that are getting back into paper? Yeah, whichever one you're going to enjoy playing with. If you're going to play Constructed, you should buy singles. No, I think you should just die to the opponent's deck. And that's not me being facetious. Genuinely think that, like, trying to put a bunch of removal in the sideboard of the Elves deck for matchups like Infect is misrecognizing your position in the Modern metagame with a deck like this. The point of this deck isn't to be interactive for the most part. We have some very small amounts of interaction like Assassin Trophy, but by and large, we're just interested in just like hoping to get people. If you want to play a deck that's interactive, you should play something that's not this. There are plenty of decks in Modern that are like semi-interactive, that are like reasonable, and this is not one of them. This is a deck that's about killing people. Should we wait post-combat for removal? No, in fact, the Vine to the Vastwood's a great example of why I use the removal proactively there like I did. There's a chance where if I wait, what's the word I'm searching for? If I wait that they're going to be able to kick their vines. All right, so let's see if we get another turn. We're dead to any pump spell here because of the Inkmoth Nexus, obviously. Or probably just dead in general. I don't think we can kill them next turn from 18 through a blocker. I think I'm going to get to attack for like 6, putting them to 12, and then like drain them for 4. They're just going to like attack us with the Inkmoth twice, so like need to draw another Assassin's Trophy exactly. So pretty unlikely to win here. Why not trophy on our turn? Because if I trophy on my turn, what are they doing? If I trophy on my turn, they get to hit me with the Inkmoth Nexus, and I was trying not to. Why didn't I attack with the elf there? Because I'm dumb. Would you accept that as an answer? Would you accept because I'm dumb as an answer? My opponent didn't attack with their Inkmoth Nexus for some reason, so I guess I have a chance. That's true. Holding the elf back made him think I had something, so it ended up working out for us. Big brain plays. Like, if they brick here, I have, like, Shaman of the Packs that kill them next turn. And collected companies for Shaman of the Packs that kill them. Can I do my shill? IG, thank you very much for the biddies. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Am I dead? I assume I'm dead. Kill me. Or put me to 9, either way. Nope, we're dead. Good games, opponent. Yay, Magic. Yay, Modern. We're gonna draw a thing anyways. NBD. Onward, upward, backward, forward. You can read my article on Cool Stuff Inc. that has a full primer for this deck list, including a budget deck at the end of the article. We're going to play one more match in this league, and then we're going to do a Possibility Storm puzzle on stream as part of my sponsorship with them, and then we're going to be done for the day. Is Modern worse, or is Standard just that good? It's just that Standard's just that good. Modern's always been as bad as it is right now. It's just that we didn't have a reasonable alternative to generate fun games of Magic. This on elf. Yeah, Gilt-Leaf Palace has gotten expensive. It's one of those cards from a small set that's a 4 of. I did this nearly a fortnight ago, but I'm gonna have to share. Thank you, Nickel, for the 5 months. Welcome back. This is another Infect deck. Sure. Did I watch the Artifact tournament? I did watch some of it. I turned it off because they weren't really explaining what was going on day one. It's like everything Artifact related for their beta continues to just be like this giant mess. Jiravu, thank you very much for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. One of the best parts about playing a deck like Elves is just like, I get to be like, I don't really know what my opponent's doing, but I also like don't really care because I'm just gonna like attack and kill them next turn. Alzik, thanks for the 8-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Y2K with the sub gift. Thank you. I appreciate it. They look, I don't know what they're doing. They look like a Bant company deck. I think I'm just going to click submit because I don't really know what they're doing. It could be that Lead the Stampede is good. It's also possible that like Trophy's good if they're on Spellquellers. I'm really loving Arena. Spent about $35 drafting and now I have 2 decks that I can play. That's awesome. Yeah, Arena's a lot of fun. Like Arena and Standard are both fantastic, which definitely increased my interest in it. How often do you use the Clancaller ability? Almost never. Clancaller is basically just a 2-mana lord in this archetype. I'm gonna keep this hand. The second land on the draw, it's like really good. Also, if we hit just like a mana accelerant on our first draw step, it's like pretty reasonable, but like 2 shots at 17 lands to make this hand explode is fantastic. And again, just like sometimes you keep hands like this and you hit and you kill them, and sometimes you keep hands like this and you brick and you die. That's just like part of the territory. If Standard becomes bad, will it impact how you play Arena? Yeah, I probably will take a break from Standard if it becomes bad. But I don't envision this current Standard format becoming bad. And we'll be playing Standard until at least January. Oh no, chat, they played Voice of Resurgence. How will we ever beat their Grizzly Bear? Their Grizzly Bear is so scary. It makes a creature when it dies, chat. What is that song? Genuinely don't recall. Let the elves hit the floor. Let the elves hit the floor. Get him. You think they're going to tell me to quell myself, chat? Do you think they're going to suggest that I quell myself? Oh no, not Spellqueller. How can I ever possibly win the game now? Little did you know that Spellqueller activated my trap card, opponent. Just gonna go ahead and make 4 mana. Cast this Collected Company. You know, NBD. Just the usual, really. I'd recommend... My opponent asked, how can I beat that? I'm gonna say I'd recommend... starting with some modern playable Magic cards. Listen, as somebody who's probably cast more Voice of Resurgences than everybody in the chat combined at competitive REL, this is not a modern playable Magic card. It's just not. It just isn't. That's not. This. There was once upon a time where the text box on this card could have been relevant in modern. We are long past that time, chat. Long past the days of that being a modern playable Magic card. All right, what am I attacking with here? Can I play around a Settle the Wreckage? I think so. So if I attack with these, I can Druid these 3, and then I still have a regen up. Yeah, I think this is fine. So this is going to be 12, 16, 22 coming across, and they're at 17. I guess this attack means they live if they flash in Spellqueller. Attack with the Elf 2 to play around the Spellqueller block. Bump Big Red in Standard. It's going on, Pike. Thanks for the 200 bits. I appreciate it. Do we have the Settle the Wreckage? Looks like they have the Settle. Maybe I'm supposed to play around that. Maybe I'm supposed to play around that, not attack with the Llanowar Elf. Yeah, I'm probably supposed to not attack with the Llanowar Elf there. Yeah, like they turned our things. Yeah, I think I should have held the Llanowar Elf back. Is what should have happened. Well, I mean, like, I was still pushing lethal unless they flashed in Spellqueller. And, like, if they flashed in Spellqueller and blocked with their entire board, I was, like, in a good spot regardless. Scavenging Ooze looking pretty bad here. So, I get to Mystic. Oh, should I have played Clancaller here? Ooze does make their knights worse eventually, that's true. So if I cast Clancaller, I can't activate this Clancaller. Yeah, I could have played a Clancaller and activated Clancaller, but now that I've played this, I can't. So I guess I'm just passing now. And then I'll get Clancaller, and then next turn I'll plan to smork them. No, but I need to leave blockers up so I don't die to their ground pounders, chat. I guess this lets me activate Clancaller and leave a regenerate mana up, which is not the worst. Sure, you have another Voice of Resurgence. Yeah, I think we just take 4 here. That doesn't surprise me. So I need to kill them or force blocks next turn. So, playing this Elvish Clancaller out means I have to hold this back, which means I'm leaving back 3 power to add 4 power to the table. So that seems like a worthwhile exchange. I also have Shaman in the pack, but I need to activate Ezuri here. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's the most damage output when I smash. There's no creatures in the bin here. Yeah, it's another Ezuri body, right? So I'm attacking for 6, 7, this is 13, 18, yeah, okay, yeah, just never mind. It's whatever. I think we're dead. I don't know, actually. Oh, it's actually pretty easy to count, right? It's like, it's 15 plus whatever's in play, so it's 15 plus 6, 8, 14, so we're tagging for 29. I believe it's 29. I believe 29 is what I'm counting. And the nice thing here is... Yeah, I think you're right, Adamane. So I'd be... If I had another Lord in play here, I'd be attacking for 5 more. So I could be attacking for 5 more at the moment. So they're gonna get to make this knight 2 to 3 bigger. Yeah, we're super dead to path. So I'd be hitting them for 5 more this turn if I'd have sequenced correctly last turn. They lose Exalted, but they're getting Voice of Resurgence tokens. Yep, look at that. Look at that, punted. They like had their best possible card in the matchup, which was Settle the Wreckage, and then if I would have played around Settle correctly, or if I'd have played around Settle correctly or recognized my Clancaller mistake, I would have killed them there. I think the Urborg is just worse than having basics. I haven't played enough Dredge. I really don't like how Dredge plays Magic, so I haven't played much with it. Seems great. Wants like a Lead the Stampede or a Company, but it's pretty good otherwise. And that's definitely one of the reasons I found myself enjoying this deck is there's a lot of games I look back on that I miss where I feel like we're doing something powerful enough that like I'm making mistakes and I can learn from them still. He just bounced my Deep Shadow. That's interesting. That's fortunate for them. I think sideboarding is, I think playing a swamp is nonsense. The Stain the Mind is for the blue-white control matchup. It's to take their Terminus away. I think the deck that Caleb's been playing is a very reasonable linear modern deck, like most things. The person in chat is asking for a swamp because I was missing black mana last game. So they're being results based and concluding that I want a swamp because I was a little bit unlucky. Just typical Twitch chat things, basically. Do you want to offer this trade? No, I don't think so. I'm gonna give you a 10-minute timeout so you can read Pendelhaven. Please enjoy your stay. Do I want to take this trade? I don't think I do, actually. No, let's just play my Deep Shadows out. I prefer this deck to Counters Company, yes. I think this deck's pretty good against Tron. I think it has a little bit of a hard matchup against Storm. Does Bant play Worship? Usually not. That is not the card advantage spell I was looking for. Yeah, if Pendelhaven was just a straight up pump, it would just be super absurd. So we're planning to kill them in 2 turns, right? We're going to Clancaller and then Clancaller next turn. Am I going to be playing Sandlayer? I am not. Mondays and Wednesdays during the day are all modern. I did not have mana to Clancaller them at their end step. All right, they do have Worship apparently. So for reference, Worship doesn't beat Shaman of the Pack. You should not board it in here. That being said, now that I've said that, I'm sure it's about to win them this game. The last 2 times people boarded in Warship against us, we immediately untapped and drew Shaman of the Pack, which was sweet. Just like punish their idiocy. No, I don't have Rex Sage in my deck. We just killed him with Shaman of the Pack. I don't understand when Damping Sphere is good. Let me list all of these matchups when Damping Sphere is good. A useless comment. Oh, Twitch chat. I think I'm just passing one more time here. So I know they have Spell Queller, right? They drew that 2 turns ago. They have Spell Queller Collecting Company at the moment. Yeah. So, and again, I punted the last game, so if we just get, like, drawn out here, shouldn't have punted the last game. Yeah, they're just gonna have enough. They're just gonna have enough value that we're dead at this point. Just gonna pack it in. Should have counted better last game. It's a pretty disappointing match. Okay. Had the tools to win there and just messed it up. It's a modern deck. I don't know that I'd change anything. Been playing pretty close to 75 for a while. We died to Infect. I expect to die to Infect. We kept a 1-lander, didn't get there against Jund in game 3. Not too surprised there. And then punted the 4th one. So good play usually gets you to about 3 and 2. This is my own elf list, Fulpert. This is my 75. So the person who donated said, "Hey, here, go play your version of elves. This is what we got." You can find a bunch more leagues and records with this deck on my website. And we're gonna wrap today up with a sponsored segment doing